Hey everyone! In today's video, we're diving into Figma brand new draw feature. This powerful tool brings freehand drawing capabilities right inside Figma, giving designers more freedom to sketch ideas, annotate designs, and create organic shapes, all without leaving the app. Let's explore what it is, how it works, and how it can level up your workflow. Let's get started. If you look closely at the bottom of the screen, you'll notice something new in Toolbar. There are now 3 icons instead of toggle button to switch to development mode. But now Figma has introduced an additional mode, bringing the total to 3. The center icon represents the current mode we're in, design mode. The icon on the right is the familiar development mode. And the first icon on the left is the exciting new addition, draw mode. This is one of the headline features announced at Figma Config 2025. Now let's click on the draw mode and observe the changes. Right away, you'll notice some parts of the interface have shifted. Bottom toolbar changes. The action icon remains the same in both design and draw mode. In draw mode, only the comment icon is visible. In design mode, you'll find comment, annotation, and measurement icons grouped together. Appearance panel adjustments. In draw mode, the variables and layout section disappears from the right-hand panel. The fill, stroke, and effect sections now offer different, more free-form options. The classic pen and pencil icons in design mode are replaced with new, more prominent tools in draw mode, including a brush tool placed externally for quick access. Shape and text tool options remain consistent between both modes, but the settings for those tools differ slightly to align with each mode's intent. Other toolbar elements. Frame and move icons remain the same across both modes. Right side panel. In draw mode, the prototype tab is hidden. Instead, you get access to draw mode specific settings that replace the standard design panel. These are just the layout and UI changes. Next, let's dive deeper into how these tools work and what you can create using draw mode. Let's start by using the pencil tool to draw something, and we'll compare how it behaves in draw mode versus design mode. As soon as I select the tool, I notice that the color selection and border thickness options are shown up front, very accessible and easy to tweak on the fly. This makes sketching feel fluid and more intuitive, especially when you're exploring concepts quickly. After the shape is drawn, the right-hand panel behaves differently depending on the mode. In design mode, you only see small icons for opacity, border radius, and blend mode. They're there, but minimal. In draw mode, these same options are more prominent and visually emphasized, especially the blend mode, which now appears as a clear drop-down menu, making it easier to experiment with different blend effects. Now let's take a look at the fill options, and this is where you'll notice a big upgrade in draw mode compared to design mode. In design mode, we usually just have the standard solid fill color, simple and straightforward. But in draw mode, Figma has expanded the possibilities. You get options for solid color, gradient, pattern, image, and even video fills. For image and video, you can upload files directly from your computer. Once uploaded, you'll get 4 powerful fitting modes. Fill. This completely covers the drawn shape. Fit. Fits the media proportionally inside the shape without cropping. Crop. Allows you to resize and reposition the image or video within the shape. Tile. Repeats the image or video in a tile format across the shape, and you even get options to set the tile width and scale percentage for better control. When you select a shape in draw mode, you'll notice several new and useful options above of the toolbar. Let's quickly go over each one. 1. Create component. This works just like in design mode. You can convert your shape into a reusable component. 2. Crop image. If your shape has an image fill, this option lets you adjust the image position directly without opening the fill panel. Just click crop and move the image inside the shape as needed. 3. Edit. Clicking this, turns the shape into editable mode, revealing all the nodes or anchor points. You can now refine the shape freely. Lasso tool. This allows you to select multiple nodes at once. It's perfect for quick adjustments or deletions within complex shapes. Shape Builder tool. This is a powerful addition. Select the tool and draw over overlapping shapes. They'll merge together. It's especially helpful when creating custom icons or illustration. Paint. This lets you temporarily hide the fill of a shape. When select the option, you'll see a drop icon, and on hover to shape, it shows a minus symbol. Click to hide the fill. Click on the out and edit elements underneath, then turn the fill back on. To bring it back, go into edit mode, click paint, and restore the fill. Super handy when working with illustrations. Bend tool. Select a node and click the bend tool to curve the shape. You'll also see mirroring options and corner radius settings on the right panel. I'll explain the radius part later, as it may not be noticeable depending on my shape. Exit edit mode. Once done, just click the outside or close icon to navigate back. Mask. This behaves like the classic Figma mask function. Use it to control what parts of other layers are visible. 5. Boolean operations. At the end, you have options like union, subtract, intersect, and exclude, along with flatten, which turns multiple shapes into one path. Next, patterns. While the solid and gradient fill options remain the same as in design mode. Pattern is a completely new addition. Once you click on Pattern, you'll get an option to select a source. You might notice small circles showing the current pattern being used. To set your own pattern, draw any shape on your canvas. For example, I'm drawing a rectangle. Update a fill color or any style to that rectangle. Then, select this shape as the source for your pattern. Once selected, you'll see the fill in your drawn object match that rectangle style. You can now tweak. The X and Y axis offsets to move the pattern horizontally or vertically, and adjust the scale to make the pattern smaller or larger. Pretty cool. In the draw mode, when you apply a pattern fill, you'll see something like a rectangle 1. That's the name of the shape being used as the pattern source. On the right, there's a small icon that says Go to Source. Clicking on it will take you directly to the original shape. You can edit its color, shape, or size. And zoom out to instantly see the changes not reflected. Update the size now that you can see the changes reflected object. It's a live link, super useful. Now, let's talk about layering. In the Fill section, you can add multiple layers, images, videos, gradients, and solid colors. But note this, you can apply only one pattern at a time. I added a solid color fill above the pattern, and by default, it appeared as black with 20% opacity. I changed the color and the opacity, but the problem was it was sitting on top of the pattern, hiding it. To fix that, there's no visible rearrange icon directly on the color swatch. But if you hover your cursor to the left edge of the fill item, a drag handle appears. Just click and drag the fill below the pattern that instantly sends it to the back, allowing the pattern to be fully visible on top. So far, we've only explored the fill section. Next, we'll move on to strokes and see what new things are waiting there. Now let's try drawing another shape using the pencil tool and explore the stroke settings. Once the shape is drawn, head over to the stroke section in the right panel. You'll see 3 stroke types available. 1. Basic stroke, the default option. 2. Dynamic stroke. 3. Brush stroke. Let's start with basic stroke. With this option, you can adjust color, stroke thickness, stroke position, inside, center, or outside the path, join options, how corners behave, Mr. Round, Bevel, end cap styles, for open paths, butt, round, or square ends. Same line of join options. You'll find a button for advanced stroke settings. Clicking it also lets you switch between basic, dynamic, and brush strokes. Now let's change the stroke type to dynamic form main settings. You'll immediately notice some changes. The position and join options get disabled, since they don't apply to dynamic strokes. New settings appear. Frequency and wiggle. Adjusting these sliders gives the stroke a more organic, hand-drawn feel. The line dynamically changes in thickness and waviness depending on your values. Finally, in the advanced settings, you'll see a smoothen slider. Increasing this will smooth out your drawn shapes, curves, and reduce sharp edges, great for cleaner freehand illustration. This gives you a lot of creative flexibility when sketching or designing with expressive strokes. Next, let's explore the brushstroke option. Once you select brushstroke from the stroke settings, you'll notice that the end cap and some other stroke alignment settings are disabled. That's because brushstrokes behave differently from basic vector strokes. You can control the weight to adjust the thickness of the stroke. Below that, you'll find a drop-down to choose from a set of predefined brush styles ranging from textured strokes to artistic brushes. When you select one, your stroke instantly takes on that style. If you want to flip the direction of the brush, swap the start and end appearance, just click on the flip icon. Alternatively, you can adjust direction from the advanced stroke setting. One nice touch. If you look at the pencil icon, you'll notice it changes color based on the stroke color you've selected. A subtle but thoughtful detail by the Figma team. And yes, the brush and pen tools share the same settings as the pencil tool. I'm drawing something with the brush now, and as you can see, the key difference lies in the brush style you choose. It's the brush style that defines how your path appears on the canvas. If you ever want to switch back to the default stroke mode, you can easily do that from the same settings menu. That's all for stroke styles. Now you have complete control over line style, texture, and expression, whether you're sketching, illustrating, or designing directly in Figma. The next exciting update is the brand new repeat feature, including both linear, repeat, and radial repeat. Let me demonstrate. I'm starting with a simple shape drawn using the pencil tool. Looks like it's automatically adding arrows at the start and end, likely a minor bug, since I've set it to none. Let's update to none again. And draw again. Yes, it is bugged. It is still showing arrows. Update to none. Let's continue. On the right side panel, you'll notice a new icon that looks like a YouTube loader or spinner with a small down arrow. Click that and you'll find two repeat options, linear repeat, radial repeat. Let's start with linear repeat. The object is duplicated in a straight line. You can change the direction to horizontal or vertical, adjust the number of copies, and tweak the gap between them. The gap can be measured in units or switch to pixels, giving you full control. Now switching to radial repeat, this is where things get really fun. As I increase the count, you'll see the shape is repeated around a circle. This opens up creative possibilities for mandalas, icons, or abstract pattern. You can double-click on any repeated object to edit the primary source shape. Here, on changing the fill to a gradient, and all repeats update instantly. This works not just for single shapes, but for groups or multiple objects too. For example, I drew a rectangle, duplicated it 4 times, and assigned different colors. Now applying Radial Repeat, increasing the count, and editing the primary object, everything updates beautifully. You can edit, move, rotate, or even change colors of the source object, and the entire pattern reflects those changes. Trying this with an oval shape to same effect. I duplicate the object inside radial mode, reposition it, rotate it, and update the color. It's smooth, dynamic, and honestly a lot of fun to play with. This is a powerful new feature for anyone doing illustration, pattern design, or just looking to enhance their creativity inside Figma. Now let's take a look at some exciting new additions under the Effects panel. I have an icon here. Let's select Red Background Object. Next, click on the down arrow in the Effects section, and you'll notice 3 new options: Noise, Texture, and Layer Blur. Let's explore them one by one. I'll select Noise and apply a style. Right away, you'll see a subtle grainy texture added to the shape. You can tweak the intensity and contrast to get the exact feel you want. Great for adding a tactile or gritty look to icons or illustrations. Now let's try texture. Select texture. You can adjust scale and blending to customize how the texture overlays your object. This is super useful for adding depth or giving a handcrafted look to vector elements. Layer blur, uniform progressive. Finally, let's explore the updated layer blur option. When you select it, you now get 2 blur types. Uniform blur applies the same amount of blur evenly across the shape. Simple and clean. Progressive blur, and this is the game changer. With progressive, you can set different values for start blur and end blur. This creates a smooth blur transition, giving your object more visual depth and direction, perfect for creating depth of field effects, shadows, or light fall-offs. In the Effects panel, you can only add each type of effect once per object. For example, I've added a layer blur. Now I'm adding a noise effect and updating its value. Next, I'm adding a texture and adjusting the settings. So yes, you can combine multiple effects together for more complex visuals, but if I try to add another layer blur or texture, Figma won't allow it. But noise can add twice. So the rule is, each effect type can be added only once per object, but all types can be combined, and noise can be twice. These new effects make Figma's draw mode not just creative and powerful. As a final note, you might have already noticed this neat little improvement. In the Layers panel, objects now show up with a thumbnail preview. Shape, color, and even fills like gradients or patterns are visible as a mini preview right next to the layer name. This makes identifying objects super quick, no more guessing or clicking around. One more important thing I missed mentioning in the repeat feature. After you apply the repeat option, whether it's linear or radial, you'll see a small tick icon appear near the radial icon. Once you click that tick icon, it means you're done editing the repeat structure. Now, each repeated item becomes individually selectable and editable. You can move, rotate, recolor, or resize each one freely, just like normal layers. In this video, we explored Figma's brand new draw mode and all the powerful updates introduced at Config 2025, from freehand drawing to advanced fill and stroke settings, plus a game-changing repeat feature, linear radial. Whether you're a UX designer, illustrator, or UI expert, this update gives you new ways to create organic, artistic, and scalable shapes directly inside Figma. No need for switching to other tools. Keep designing, keep exploring. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment below if I missed anything. Your feedback helps me improve and cover what you care about most.